Is out here at Bakersfield Speedway. What's the date?
Today is August 4th.
Beautiful day for racing, blue skies, some storms earlier in the week, but we're green flag racing this heat. Number one for the mini stocks. Currently in the lead, that number 7 machine, Gary Spiller Jr. holding off the number 4, Dougie Fresh. Just behind those two, the number 95 is going high, getting passed by the 83, Jason Rydenor. Little bit of contact. 4 car going high, Dougie Fresh. 95 gets around Ashcraft in the 95, the 22 also in this field. And number 22 piloted by Stacy Evans. Rounding out the field, we have 2 more cars, the number 08 driven by Cody Miller and the 86 Lacey Dale. Battle currently for 4th position, number 4 of Fresh tried to make a move. 22 got the position. Evans advancing a position in that Lemonhead. Single file throughout the field, but the 83 car seems to be the one to watch. 83, Jason Rydenor. Trying to close in on the number 7 of Gary Spiller Jr. There's a battle for 5th. The 08 making the move. Cody Miller to the inside of Fresh in the 4. Miller going to complete the pass down the front straightaway. Fresh back to the inside. And we got ourselves a battle for position. Oh, the 95 car smoking up a storm. The number 95, Ashcraft, happened going down the front straightaway. 83 car also making an effort right now, trying to close in on your leader. Oh, the 7 car seems to be having an issue. Or perhaps not. Back to the inside. It's a duel as the 7 car gets up on the berm. 83, Jason Rydenor taking the lead on the last lap. Checkered flag going up in the air. It's going to be Rydenor for this first heat race, August 4th. Good battle between the top 3 there. As we see a lot of smoke coming out of Ashcraft, hopefully they'll be able to remedy that issue. And here you see the rest of the field coming across the line. Heat race number 2, green flag out for the mini stocks. Leading us away, the number 79, Doug Shepard. To Doug's outside at the start, the number 14, Dylan Baker, but fast to make a move, the number 8, Darren Sherman to the inside. Beautiful orange and blue combination on that car. And last time we were out here, this car was a force to be reckoned with. Also in the field, number 24, Billy Lay, the number 6, Gary Spiller Sr., and the 24 going squirrely through turns 1 and 2. Rounding out the field, the number 49, Yolinda Newkey. That's a fun name. They put it single file, but the battle to watch is for the lead. The number 79 of Doug Shepard has it. The number 8 of Darren Sherman wants it. Sherman trying to make a move coming out of turn number 4. Looks like he's going to dive to the inside into 1. Shepard able to hold him off so far, but look at the run the 8 car gets on the inside out of 2. So Darren Sherman now in command in the second heat race of the night. Shepard not giving it up easy though. Currently still in the 3rd position, the number 14, Dylan Baker. He fell back to that spot right off the get-go. Been able to hold off Billy Lay in the 24 for now, but now the battle is for the 3rd position. Lay has a good run through the front stretch, and Lay to the 3rd spot. So Dylan Baker and his number 14, that car could probably pass for a super late model, just looking at the paint scheme. But then if you look closely, you'll realize, oh, that's a mini stock. But you have to look really closely. Lay looks like he was trying to gained some time on Shepard. Shepard in second, but it looks like things are pretty much set in stone as we have 1 lap to go. No, we have a battle for the 4th position. 49 diving to the inside. Nuki in the 49 trying to take away the spot from Baker. Shepard also with a last lap charge. Sherman going to slide up a little bit. Shepard going to look to the inside, but Sherman's going to be able to hold him off for the 2nd heat race win. And look at Nuki. Oh, I thought she was going to do it. Thought she was going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, getting ready for the first heat race for the NMRA midgets tonight. There you see the 4 cars ready to go. The number 17, Adam Baker, he's going to be starting on the front row. Out to his outside, the number 14, Michael Black. The 55 car in the field, that is Dave Lambert. And rounding up this 4-car entry heat race, the number 36, West Evans. Last time we saw these guys out, we saw a bit of a twist in this race. It was some good open wheel racing.
Oh, sorry, that was my cue to talk. I didn't know that the microphone was in my face because I had a camera buried in it.
You did.
Yes, these guys get on the show, and last time we had a runaway, we thought, but then we had a catch-up because the runaway broke down.
That's right, well, green flag, the 17 immediately to the front. Adam Baker, the 14 tried to make a charge, that's Black in the 14, but here comes West Evans in the 36 to the outside of Black. And I don't know quite how to describe what just happened, but there seems to be a bit of an issue on the 17 of Adam Baker. Hey, last time we were here, we saw one of the 4-cylinder machines lose its hood. I don't think I've ever seen one of these lose a hood before. But hey, there is a first for everything. And Adam Baker not giving up, though, despite the major distraction. But here comes West Evans taken to the point. But I have to say, showmanship has to go to Adam Baker. I mean, he's putting on a show right now. Here comes Black to the inside. Not going to make it happen yet. Oh, that 17 car is all over the track. Adam Baker and that 17 gathers it back up. Sounds and looks like there might be more issues with that car, but that's a shame. It's a true shame for the 17. The 55, Dave Lambert, took my attention just a little bit ago. He was squirrely through turns 1 and 2, gathered it back up. No harm, no foul. But commanding lead right now, West Evans in the 36, the biggest lead we've seen so far today. All 4 cars getting no pressure. Right now, we have a practice session on our hands. There's a 36 West Evans taking the white flag. Whoa, the 14 coming way high out of turn 4, gathers it back up. That 17 car, though, I think has to put the most will into it. But coming out of turn number 4, 36 West Evans gonna win the first heat race for the NMRA Midgets. 4 cars, 8 laps. Heat race number 2 for the NMRA Midgets. 4 cars taken here. Don Kiefer in the number 9 going to lead us away with Ron Arndt to his outside in the number 87. Also in here, the 38, Chuck West, and the 96, Kenny Wiley, battle for the lead. Kiefer pulling it forward, establishing a lead here on the first lap of 8. 96 of Wiley trying to make a move to the inside. And there's West to the outside. They file in. Here comes Arndt in the 87. One thing at these dirt tracks that you see a lot is some drivers like to dive it in really hard where others take advantage of that run off the track. And when they pick it up out of the turn, that's where you see that heavy carry of momentum. Trouble for your leader. Contact, and everyone stays on all 4. But boy, did we just have a close one and potential major issues for a couple of these cars. Caution's coming out. Looking like Don Kiefer in the number 9 just got sideways, couldn't gather it up. Wiley and West behind him, nowhere to go. And you saw someone had some contact with the tire, and that tire is big. Green flag coming out. Lap number 3 of 8. Coming up on halfway for this heat race. Arndt with the lead, picking it up after trouble for everyone else in the field. We literally wrecked 75% of the cars, but everyone's gathered it back up. No one had to head to the pits. Everything's good. Some tight battling for the second spot. Wiley in the 96 underneath Kiefer. Here comes West to the inside. West going to carry that momentum, try and challenge Wiley. They slot into their position. You got to wonder after the contact, are some of these guys discovering that something's bent, something's not right? The 9 car falling very far off the pace. That's Kiefer. It happens sometimes when you're not at pace. You think everything's okay. You get back up to speed, and then you discover something just might not be right. Kiefer able to maintain for the most part now, though, so perhaps just gathering things back up. But here comes Chuck West on Wiley. To the inside on the white flag lap. Open wheels means some very open arguments sometimes. As Ron Arndt in the number 87 going to hold the lead. Here goes Wiley with a one last charge. Arndt going to win the second heat in the NMRA Midgets. Big field of hobby stocks tonight, and always a competitive division. This is their first heat race of August 4th, 2012. Go through the 7-car field right now. The number 33, Robert Swearingen. I was able to actually get assistance there. On his outside, the number 24, Tyler Johnson. Oh, we're already backing him up. The 56 car in the field. That is the number 56 of Matt Wankum. The 46, Mark Torres. The 57 of Roger Lee. The 41 of Tim Delson Jr. And rounding out the field, the number 2. That is the number 2Z of Gareth Zander. Johnson to the lead. Had a bit of a backup going through. Oh, saw that one. Zander over the rear end of the number 41, Delson. Already contact early on in this one. You can see the damage on the 41's rear. Getting a good look at the cage there. Checking out how the frame's looking. How'd it look?
It looked like cosmetic damage.
Okay.
But it could be some tire rub, but honestly not that much.
Are they maintaining the car well?
Very well.
Very good. All right, well, good work to Tim Delson Jr. Johnson didn't have the best exit. Oh, looks like he actually has a left front tire that is flat. He's also, it looks like he just got the black flag. Black with the yellow crosses there. But he's driving it for all it's worth right now. The 33 looks like he may have just gone into the wall. So the top 2 drivers having a very, very rough go at this one. You could see definitely he was into the wall. So Johnson with a flat left front, and the 33 of Robert Swearingen. These two are battling it out, and their cars are more beat up than everyone else's. Side by side for the lead. A little bit of contact, some fender slamming. Lap 6 of 8 in this heat race. Hobby Sox always bringing on the entertainment. Always fun to watch out here, Bakersfield Speedway. Again, the weather is beautiful. We're riding right in the 80s. White flag is out for Tyler Johnson, but I'll be curious to see what the call is here, because several times they gave him, oh boy, we're going to have a battle here. I don't know how. I mean, you got to admire the driving abilities of some of these guys. He's going to win the heat race the whole time with a flat left front tire. Tyler Johnson and the number 24. Well, props to him. As I said, they were giving him the black flag with the yellow cross. So I'll be curious to see what the call is. Oh, your leaders are hitting each other. They got into each other already. Timbers flaring here. The number 24, I'm not sure quite exactly what happened here, but the 33, Swearingen just looked like he went around on the outside. The 24 turned right on into him. And we have 2 drivers. Does it look like the timbers are flaring a little bit?
It doesn't, honestly. It looks like that could have been just an oops moment. I honestly was watching Roger Lee cross the line, and then that's when you mentioned as I was looking up.
It looked straight. I mean, I have to say, from a fan standpoint here, you know, we only know as much as we know, which isn't much right now. However, I have to admit that it looked intentional. Whether or not that was meant to be intentional is another story. We don't see drivers climbing out getting ready to tear up each other. But hey, when a car cranks it right, I just don't know why he would have done it.
I don't know either, but
maybe the 33 car gave him the black flag.
We still got a long night of racing going on. If that's only heat number 1 for the hobby stocks, man, I can't wait for the main.
Oh boy, well, we'll see what comes of this. But next up, heat race number 2 for the hobby stocks. Well, Tyler Johnson, it was confirmed that the black flag means he was not scored. They call it a mechanical black flag. So because of that black flag, he was not scored. He's going to have some work to do in the main. As well as there's a 33 car. Still no real idea exactly why these two got together, why it looked so intentional. But hey, we might have a lot to talk about coming in the mains. Next up, here comes heat race number 2. Heat race number 2. You see the first car up in the line, the 2X. Jimmy Irwin showed up topless tonight. It's topless night. Special night here at Bakersfield Speedway. To his outside, the number 22D of Ryan Daves. The number 3 in this field, Jared Schweitzer, the 23 also joining us. Dylan Hager, 16 is Rick Childress Jr. The 73 is Eric McGough, and rounding out the field, the number 78 of Ralph Cook, excuse me. And that brings you up to heat race number 2. McGough had a wild ride through turn 1 just a lap ago. He's currently trailing the field. Now, one of the fun things they do here at Bakersfield Speedway, it's called Topless Night. The cars will show up. Some of them will elect to run topless. This is exactly what it means. And look at it. The fans get a great view inside the cockpit of that fighter. Check out Jimmy Irwin. Point leader out here, running it strong and running it topless. Battle. Oh, we have one car around. The 16 goes around all by himself. Rick Childress Jr. We'll see if he can fire it back up. Watching. Yellow flag is out. There was also a battle for third that just kind of finished up there with the 3 of Jared Schweitzer coming up on top. Green flag returning. Heat race number 2. Irwin again leading us away on this restart. Keeping an eye on that 3 car. Definitely had some fight in him during the first branch of the race. Coming up halfway of this heat race, lap number 4 of 8. Like I said, Schweitzer in the 3. Looking to run down the 22D, Ryan Davies. But currently we're single file throughout the field. Something I'm sure Jimmy Irwin would be happy to hear about, as he's looking good so far here in his number 2X machine. The 23 car there, Dylan Hager. He put on some battling with Schweitzer earlier. Oh, we have one car on the backstretch. Super duper kind of out of place there. But hey, Eric McGough got it going again. White flag out for Irwin. I'm also keeping an eye on the number 16, Rick Childress Jr. right now in a battle with the 78 of Ralph Cook. That battle seems to have subsided. And coming out of turn number 4, Jimmy Irwin, the number 2X, topless and in victory. Hey, if you're going to win one, might as well do it without a shirt.
Yeah. I'm speechless.
And the 73, Eric McGough, rounding out the field. Green flag out, heat race number 3, the number 04. Missed the tire. Gonna keep it going. That's the 04, Tom Manzella. Things are gonna get interesting here. Gonna stay interesting. in the hobby stock division. A little bit of bump drafting going into turn 1. That, of course, helps on these short track dirt tracks. Number 77 already pulling it off the track. We'll see if we can figure out what's up there. Oh, some contact between second and third, and a smoker in the field. The 84 of Russell Wagner smoking it up a little bit. It's when he gets on the gas into the turn. So mechanical issues plaguing the 84 machine. Look at this battle for a second. The number 11, Chad Johnson, trying to hold off the number 26, Steven Johnson. A Johnson rivalry. Holding the lead, though, is the number 72, Kevin Irwin. Great battle up front. Also in this field, the 37, the one car I haven't mentioned, Aaron Stewart. The 77 that entered was actually a late entry. So we did not have him yet on the list, but we're noticing perhaps either some tire rub or smoke coming from the 11 of Chad Johnson. Curious as to what that could be. I already mentioned that the 84 car in the field, he's trailing it. He's the caboose. And he also has smoke whenever he gets on the gas. Well, look at the 11. The whatever is smoking, it's not slowing him down. That could just be the driver. Coming up on Kevin Irwin, 72. The 26, Steven Johnson, right in the middle of this pack. We're going to go with 3-car battle for the lead. 2 laps to go. White flag at the line. White flag is in the air. Chad Johnson to the inside of Kevin Irwin, side by side, door to door. Who's going to come out top of the heat race number 3 in the hobby stock division? Kevin Irwin is all over the place, and Chad Johnson going to pick up the lead. Battling not over yet for second, but Chad Johnson's going to win it. The 26. Oh, that was a tight one. Steven Johnson, Kevin Irwin. It was tight. And look at this, Tommy, the 84 putting on a show for the fans. Got to give him credit. Now, Tommy, I know that we've both been in the pit area quite a bit. The 84 car, when he gets on the gas, it starts to smoke up. What could that be?
Could be oil. Getting on the exhaust or something, and it's making it smoke. Or he just has so much horsepower, he's found the asphalt under this dirt.
So maybe he's doing a burnout. I like it. Well, another great heat race for the hobby stocks.
Bakersfield Speedway, another great night of racing here, August 4th, 2012. American stocks on track. That's run through the field. The 15D, Dakota Brown. The 56 on his outside, Marcus Wancombe. I believe that's how you say it, right? I don't know. The 3 of Dale Earnhardt. Something, I can't read your first name, but Earnshaw. The 1D, Nick Spanhoward. The 74, Ethan Potson. And the 44, rounding out the field, Brian Childress. And a false start. We're going to go yellow and try it again. American stock, take it antsy.
You know what? This is one of our favorite divisions for a reason.
Oh, boy. We are going to try this American stock. Heat number 1 again, and the number 3, I got it right. Help from the cameraman, Kimmy Earnshaw. That's what I thought it read, but I just wasn't sure, and I didn't want to screw it up. All right, battle for the second spot, and on back from there. Well, it was a battle for the second spot. The 1D, Nick Spanhoward, moves from the inside to the second spot, trying to chase down that 15D of Dakota Brown. Great battle for third. A little contact between the 74 of Potson and the 44 of Childress. Childress making a move on the outside, making that outside line work. They packed the track. This division did when they pulled out a little bit before we started filming. They let them pack the track. I don't know if that's the drivers that wanted that or the track that wanted it. But anyways, they ran the outside groove, trying to get a groove in. Battle for the lead down the front straightaway, the 15D and the 1D. The double D's going at it here in the American stocks, Spanhoward and Brown. Brown on the outside, losing time. The 1D of Spanhoward makes the pass. Bump drafting out of turn number 4. Rubbins racing. These guys are all in a bunch. 5-car battle. Right now, any slip and these guys will make a pass. Spanhauer out front. Little contact with the 56. That's Wancombe. Wancombe on the berm. Brown to the inside now of Spanhauer down the back straight into turn number 3. Oh, but Spanhauer is gonna keep the spot. 15 of Brown. Drove it in a little bit too hard for his car's liking. Around it goes. No harm, no foul. He keeps going. We'll knock it down to 4 cars now. Great battle for the 3rd spot. Childress on the outside, almost getting collected by that 74 of Potts. And through turn 3 and 4, Spanhauer taking the checkered flag in the American Stock Heat Race number 1. And the driver that battled for so long up front, Brown, is going to take 5th spot. And this car of Kimmy, her car did not seem like it was running right.
But she waved.
Pleasing the pans is all that matters. American Stock Heat Race number 2 on the track. Out front on the pole for this event, the number 3W of Bo Earnshaw. The 24 on the outside, Tina Childress. 12H, Brent Hosfeld. The Justin Gonzalez in the 40s. 79 of Del Fry Sr. And the number 9 is not Casey Kane. It's not even Marcus Ambrose. It is Charles Morrison. 3 wide for the 2nd spot. Look at these drivers go right out of the gate. And a little bit of contact. Childress out front. 3 wide behind them. Was. These cars all over the place, getting a feel for this wet as of now. Bakersfield Speedway 3rd mile, battle for the lead down the back straightaway. Childress on the outside and the number 24. Brent Hosfeld, the number 12H to his inside, her inside. Battle for the lead, battle for the 4th spot. We got racing all over this 3rd mile. We're watching the lead there right now. Hosfeld on the inside, making the inside work, but on the outside is Childress, making that outside line work. The line that a lot of drivers haven't used so far tonight. These things are almost equal, it seems. A little bit squirrely, but not really getting away from each other. Hosfeld will make the pass, contact for the 3rd spot. I believe the 70, well, if you can hear that 40 does not sound good.
That was an angry car.
That car is angry and the caution's coming out. Smoker as well, the number 70. James Coots, I didn't even say his name. I don't believe. The 3W of Earnshaw pulling it off, actually getting the black flag. Noticing some fluid coming off the car. It's because the fuel cap was not on all the way. Green flag's out, and I have to make a correction. The 70, I pronounced Dale Fry Sr. I was thinking of the wrong car. That's a 70, not 79, of James Coots. Out front, the number 12 of Hosfeld. Childress in the 2nd spot. Coots in the 3rd spot. Coots making a run on the outside, at least attempting. Now Coots' car is smoking. Could be another oil leak. We've seen that in the past with these American stocks. For some reason, you can tell the nuts and bolts and fittings and clamps and everything on these cars, but they will always find themselves to work loose. I think we got a monster truck out here in the 40. They always find themselves to work loose. Trust me, I know. Jeffrey and I, Jeffrey being the camera guy, and myself, Tommy Mason, have raced one of these types of cars before, and no matter what, it's like Vaseline's always on the fittings because they just come right off. Morty's got some work to do on that machine of Gonzalez, but through turns 3 and 4, collecting the checkers, it's Hosfeld. Childress second, Coots in third. Morrison top 4, Earnhardt and Montoya. Tracy Childress in that white and pink number 17 is going to take you to the third heat of the American Stocks out here tonight. The number 4 on the outside is Tim Norman. 44RR 55 is Matt Lewis. The number 79 of Dale Fry Sr., the 64 of Eric Savis, and rounding out the field, the 74 of Ethan Potson. Okay. Oh, contact between the 4 and the 79 sends the 79 of Fry Sr. into the infield, and not really losing that much time until that corner. But actually kept it going. Still right there with the pack. 44 is all over the place, or 4RR is all over the place. Well, we got a battle for the lead out of turn number 2. Childress on the outside defending her spot, while Lewis is on the inside wanting to take over. These two duking it out, and we got a battle with hood pins and cars. I believe the hood pin already left that battle, so the 74 of Potson's going to do everything he can to not lose that a valuable hood. But if he did lose that hood, it would save about, it would loosen 100 pounds off that car. Childress now on the inside line working that low groove. Lewis looking high. Side by side into one. Lewis with a run into turn number 1, and the run out of the corner. Looks like Childress just spun the tires a little bit too much on that inside groove. And Lewis will be your leader across the line here, lap number 7. Lap number 6, I'm sorry. White flag out here on lap number 7. Lewis will get the white. That 64 is making a charge. Cletus on the door. But it's Eric Salvis. Making a move for the second spot on the inside of Childress. Lewis will take the checkers, and Salvis will take second spot away from Childress at the line. And that hood is still on. Mission accomplished. Well, guess what? I mentioned that would lose about 100 pounds. It doesn't help. It's about 50 pounds because the hood is shaved. As you can see, that hood pin left the car, and the hood wanted to follow suit. Look how bad. Hey, that could be a little extra downforce right there for the 74 of Potson. The Mid-Cal Fabrication IMCA Modifieds take to the track for their first heat race. And number 18, starting on the pole, Chris McKellar, the 17. Behind him, Steve Nolan Hood. And the number 2, the 07 of Troy Morris Jr., the 15 of Brad Pounds, and the 11X of Kyle Heckman. Battle for the lead, the 07 almost collecting the wall. Nolan makes a move on the inside and is going to take the lead out of turn number 4. Hood making a challenge to the inside of the 18C of McKellar. We've seen that 15 car out here many, many times and doing very well for himself. Brad Pounds, always a contender in any race he put on out here at the Bakersfield Speedway. Making a move, trying to go from the second spot under Hood in the number 2. Pounds making a charge, but the 17 of Nolan's got everything in his power to hold them off. Battle for the lead. Ahead, Nolan. Lap number 6. Down the back straightaway they go. 3-car battle for the lead. White flag in hand. White flag in the air. Can Nolan hold off Larry Hood? We've got a car. Looks to be blown up. No, not. The 11X pulling off. Nolan's going to hold off Larry Hood and Brad Pounds for the heat race number 1 victory. Heckman pulling off major smoke out of the tail end of that machine. Heat race number 2, the 5X. Brett Bennett on the pole. The 83 or 87, which one is that?
87.
87, that is Buck Cox. Green flag out. Childress in the 11. The 51 of, there it is, Brian Clark. Looking at a handwritten sheet, ladies and gentlemen. High budget TV in the house. Look out, Jeff Tilchik. Oh, contact 4 wide out of turn number 4. They make it work. The 14 in the mix, that is Steve Bowles. And the 24 rounding out the field, Roger Holder. Childress making a move, making a pass for the lead. The 87 is going to challenge on the inside. Cox and Childress doing a little crossover action. Ricky Childress Jr. to the inside. Good battle up front, good clean battle. Throw the 51 in the mix, the 51 of Clark. Trying to get her, oh, the 14 up on the back straightaway wall. Catching some air off that as well. Major damage to that right front look. The tire off the wheel completely bent. A lot of work to be done on that machine. Cox moving back. And then 87, Ricky Childress Jr. is really liking this view. He's got no pressure from behind. Holder and Cox battling it out through turns 3 and 4. Trying to do a crossover. Ricky Childress Jr. White flag out. Good racing for the 3rd spot. Childress Jr. out of turn number 4 will collect heat race number 2 victory. And a great battle across the line. Cox will hold the position of 3rd spot. 3rd heat race action, Bakersfield Speedway for the IMCA Mid Fabrication Modified. On the pole, the number 29, Scott Gatson. The number 2 on the outside, 2J of Justin Schweitzer. The number 1, P of Scott Pounds. The number 2, one of my favorite looking cars, the number 97, J Marks. The 25 of Josh Vogt. And the 177 Steve Boucher. I believe that's how you say it. Very nice French name for that, so of course they always throw in a mix. Pounds making a move to the inside. To the lead, the C Gypsy, the number 97. Marks coming up to the 2nd spot. 2 wide down the back straightaway, the 2J not getting a good run off. But the 29 is going to like that of Gatson. Justin Schweitzer in the 3rd spot, holding off the 29. .25 on the inside of Vogt. 177 now in the mix. Making the pass around Kevin Harvick. Okay, Gatson, excuse me. I I know this is Bakersfield, so you got to get a little bit excited when you're 29. Scott Pounds out front, made his move early, head down, just running the laps out here. The Sea Gypsy right behind the gold wheels. That's 24 karat, by the way. 24 karat gold wheels. Most expensive modified you've ever seen in the wheels department. White flag out for Scott Pounds. Jay Marks gonna make a last-ditch effort down the back straightaway into the corner. Pounds backing it off early, but will take the checkered flag. Mark second. Schweitzer third. Good racing. Heat race number 4, Bakersfield Speedway Mid-Cal Fabrication IMC modifies speak really fast. And fast driver on track to number 55, Daily Coffee. The 4 announcer, I've said it first, okay? The 4 of Joey Antis, that's right, I'm arguing with the announcers. 198, that is a familiar driver from Irwindale that we know of. 190 of Robbie Sawyer, the 22 on the inside, 22C, Michael Johnson. The 222 machine of Kate Dutton, and the 28 rounding out the field is not on the sheet. Thank you. Late entry. We're going to have to figure that one out. 3 wide, Sawyer through the middle. Robbie Sawyer, one of the strong machines out here that we've seen. But the strongest guy out here right now, the number 55, your leader, Coffee. Definitely not taking a coffee break. I wonder how many times he's heard that. Yellow flag out. We have the spinner in turn number 2. 2 laps down, 6 laps to go. Heat race number 4. Coffee out front, taking you to the green. Yantis in the 4 car. Second spot, Sawyer. Dutton. The top 4, the 4 cars in the mix right now. Still no name on the 28H. Doesn't even show up on the list that we wrote it down from. So the 28, the full name is H. Coffee out front, really working that high line, making it work for him. Oh, Dutton makes a move to the inside of Sawyer while the 4 of Yantis, and we got 28H again around in turn number 2. Yantis seems to have lost power out of turn number 2. That was thread the needle while you were racing. Jeffrey Best, the cameraman right now, said to me the 4 slowed down out of turn number 2 because he's a foreteller. He knew that caution was going to come out. Coffee gonna try it again, holding off Yantis, Sawyer, Dutton, and the 22H or C of Johnson. Oh, I look down at the paper and I look up to see 3 cars in a bunch. Jeffrey, what happened?
4 car got around there, just kind of lost it going into turn 1, and the other 2 got collected. No hard hits though, so everyone should be all right. But now the 4 car must be concerned because the fortune told him that he was going to be the 3rd caution.
Michael Johnson in that 22 had a lot of damage, a lot of cosmetic damage. We're going to re-rack and stack. Coffee up front, but Dutt now is going to take a challenge for that position. The 4 of Yantis is moving all the way to the rear. Johnson to the inside with the most damage out of that crash. Battling for the second. Sawyer watching her way and looking for a way around both of them. Sawyer to the inside for the 3rd spot. I tell you what, Coffee has a fast car here tonight if the heats have anything to show for the main event. Just making distance on every restart we've seen in this 4th heat race. Dutton in the triple deuce in the 2nd spot. It only makes sense the 222 car is in the 2nd spot. I don't think that's what Dutton wants for the main event though. White flag out for Coffee. Can Sawyer make a move to the inside or the outside? Going under turn number 3. Does not look like the case. Dylan Coffee, your winner, and the 4 Vantas. You know what? Why not? Let's round out this race with another spin. Dylan Coffee, I'm sorry. Sorry, Dylan, it's a D-A-Y.